Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
6. Eat Sanjeevani. Hinduism. In Hindu mythology, Sanjeevani is a magical herb which has the power to cure any malady. It was believed that the medicines prepared from this herb could revive a dead person. The herb is mentioned in Ramayana, an ancient Indian epic, which narrates the struggle of the divine prince Rama to rescue his wife Sita from the demon king Ravana. During a war, Lakshmana, Rama's brother, fell unconscious, near death, when hit by an arrow from Ravana's son, MacLeod. Then Lord Hanuman approached the Lankan royal physician Sushena for advice. Sushena asked Hanuman to rush to Dhanagiri Hills and fetch a plant called Amrita Sanjeevani, restorer of life. However, Lord Hanuman was unable to identify the herb when he reached there. So Hanuman carried the entire hill to the war zone, where the physicians identified the plant and brought Lakshmana back to life. Since then, it was believed that taking Sanjeevani will make people immortal. Number 5. Cinnabar, Taoism. Cinnabar is a common ore of mercury, an essential ingredient to the Taoist elixir of immortality, which was called Hundian, or reverted elixir. They believed ingesting certain materials, such as cinnabar or gold, would instill some of their qualities and rid the body of the imperfections which kept it from obtaining immortality. Unfortunately, most of the items which were ingested were poisonous, and many people died, including many of the Tang Dynasty emperors. Eventually, the idea of external alchemy was changed to internal alchemy, which was a way of harnessing one's natural energy through yoga and other practices in the hopes of gaining immortality. Number 4. Amrita, Hinduism. Amrita is a Sanskrit word which almost literally translates to immortality in English. The devas, or gods, were originally mortal or lost their immortality because of a curse and sought a way to obtain eternal life. They teamed up with their enemies, the asuras, or anti-gods, to churn the milk ocean and create a nectar called Amrita. The churning of the ocean of milk was an elaborate process. Mount Mandara was used as the churning rod, and Vasuki, the king of serpents, who abides on Shiva's neck, became the churning rope. The demons demanded to hold the head of the snake, while the gods, taking advice from Vishnu, agreed to hold its tail. As a result, the demons were poisoned by fumes emitted by Vasuki. Despite this, the gods and demons pulled back and forth on the snake's head alternately, causing the mountain to rotate, which in turn churned the ocean. The devas ended up tricking the asuras into not drinking any of it and distributed it among the gods, which made them immortal again. Number 3. Sumerian mythology. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, the hero is searching for the source of immortality due to distress after his friend Enkidu dies, making him fear his own death. His quest leads him to Utnapishtim, a Noah-like figure who was granted immortality when he built a large boat at the god's instructions to survive a great flood. Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh that his immortality was a special gift, but there's a plant of unknown origin and species which could be eaten to achieve eternal life. His description is similar to a buckthorn or a boxthorn, depending on the source. Surprisingly, Gilgamesh finds the miraculous plant and planned to share it with the elders of the Uruk. But while he was camping on the way back, a snake took the plant, ate it, and shedding its skin became young again. Gilgamesh then returned to Uruk empty-handed. From the story, we could deduce that the plant did work, but it must be really rare that Gilgamesh didn't go back to find it again. 2. Moon rabbit, Chinese mythology. Have you ever heard of the moon rabbit? Well, there are a lot of legends about the moon and rabbits from different parts of the world, from the Aztecs, Native Americans, and across Asia. But the most notable one is the legend from East Asia, with the rabbits pounding away on a mortar and pestle, as you can see from the hazy, shadowy silhouette in the moon. The one legend that specifically talks about immortality is the one from the Chinese legend. The legend tells the story of the immortal moon goddess called Chang's and her rabbit that accompanies her on the moon. The rabbit's main job is to pound away on the mortar with the pestle to make the elixir of immortality. Though in the Japanese and Korean legends, what the rabbit is making isn't the elixir of immortality, but rice cakes or mochi instead. So if you're feeling adventurous and have the chance to go to the moon, look out for any rabbits or a beautiful woman. Who knows, maybe you'll get a chance to have a bit of the elixir of immortality, or at least some mochi or rice cakes. 1. Fountain of Youth. The Fountain of Youth has been told in all sorts of literature across the globe, and it goes all the way back to 5th century BC by the writings of Herodotus, who was a Greek historian to the 3rd century during the era of Alexander the Great, to the 11th and 12th century during the Crusades, and to the 16th century from the legends by a Spanish explorer called Juan Ponce de Leon. Herodotus talked about the fountain in the land of the Macrobians, which was the legendary tribe of Ethiopia. They were said to have a long life of a few hundred years old. The fountain was described as weak, where nothing seems to be able to float in it. There's the scent of violets coming from it, and the consistency of the fluid is like oil, leaving a glossy and sleek feel on the skin. The legend from Alexander the Great involved him traveling across worlds to the land of darkness, where only his servant could see where they were going. Apparently, only the servant drank from the spring and achieved immortality. Anyway, there are a lot of other places on Earth that people associate with the Fountain of Youth, but none of them have been proven 100% to be the Fountain of Youth. This gives some people the belief that the Fountain of Youth is magical and would only show itself to those that it deems worthy, or only show itself for a short period of time in an obscured place. So, to be immortal, or at least always young, you'll need to find the Fountain of Youth and stockpile an infinite amount of liquid that came from it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button, do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up with my next video.